Hi.
Well, hello again. How are you?
Oh, lovely morning. Slow Sunday. Lots of coffee. Lots of rest.
Lots It's all great. Well, I am so excited to be able to do this with you again. Have we ever got a treat for our audience, Heather?
Absolutely. We've been behind the scenes in the trenches, building, designing, and we wanted to bring you guys a three-part series. And this three-part series is really meant to be your brand foundation. It's really what's going to build your solid structure to build your house of branding on, right, Heather?
That's right. So we're excited to bring to you what we've been working on for weeks and weeks now. And we are ready to showcase this to you so that you can absolutely have these three fundamental pieces that you need so that you can build your brand, build your home, build your community with authenticity and you. So today we're going to be diving into part one of a three-part series. This is all about your signature sentence. And then part two will be your hello. We're going to craft your hello. So you're bringing your audience inward a little bit closer to you. And then we're going to be able to, part three is all going to be about your front door. What does that look like and feel like? And why are these three components really, really necessary for you to have as the fundamentals so that you become visible, so that when people pass you by and they come to your front door on your profile, that they say, tell me more. They walk into you. They don't scroll by, but they say hi. So I hope you're excited. You are really in for a treat. We have so much value for you to bring. And absolutely, I think we're ready to go. So
Okay,
enjoy.
awesome. Well, we are so grateful you're taking time out of your busy day. So thank you for coming to spend some time with us. This really is all about building you from a place of confusion to a place of clarity. When we really decided to build this out for you guys, what we recognized was there's a lot of confusion in a lot of our audience. And so we really went to the drawing board and said, what is the problem they're really dealing with? And it was that you were on this idea merry-go-round. And it was full of all these thoughts, ideas, opinions, expertise, advice that you pulled from webinars, blueprints, sprints, all of the things, but you really didn't know what direction to go with them. So you're just kind of stuck spinning in this proverbial circle, going nowhere, really. You're just stuck. And we all know that insanity is repeatedly doing the same thing over and over again. So we wanted to take you off the path of insanity and move you into what I call your true north compass. That's actually going to move you into your next. So we're hoping by the end of today that you are moving from a place of confusion to a place of clarity so that you can get out there and share your best self, your best truth with the world.
Love it.
So building from confused to clear, this is all about getting again off that merry-go-round of ideas and confusion, bringing clarity to what you do and who you are. That's what this signal sentence is all about. That clarity piece about what you do and who you are, and making sure that that is crystal clear when you go out there to the world. Because if you can't articulate who you are, what you do, and how you do it, you are not speaking to anyone. You're shouting into the void and nothing happens and no echo comes back when we shout into the void and all the noise of the sea of other entrepreneurs, leaders, coaches, businesses. So this is really about building that strong foundation of those three crucial pieces to starting the build of your house of branding.
Absolutely love it.
So the real problem most entrepreneurs face is that you're really talented. You're really skilled. There's a reason there was a seed planted in your heart. There's a reason there was an idea born within you. You have a call that says, I'm meant for something greater, but you don't have the clarity of what that means yet. You don't have a clear way of taking that message that's living in your heart and your spirit and articulating it to the world. And you don't have consistent visibility because you don't have the right foundation in place. The industry teaches you to go out there and just sell, 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 push, shove, just cram it down people's throats all the time, every day, every possible way. But what if that's wrong? Because, well, it is. That's not the way. And hopefully, through this process, you're going to move from posting and not converting. You're not going to have to explain it differently to everybody all the time. You're going to feel like you're actually talking to your person instead of shouting into the void. How would that feel for you? I want you to drop that in the comments if you're watching this video, okay? We're going to give you some calls to action and we want you to participate because even though we're not there with you live, these are crucial pieces to building out your brand. So comment for me what it would feel like to post and actually convert, to really be able to say it one way all the time, clearly, precisely, and really speaking to that ideal client instead of screaming into the void. It'd feel pretty great, right?
See, see, it's going to land now, right? So this
Yeah.
is so true, people, our friends here watching us, because you did say why for a reason. And in your hardest day, in your toughest days, and Heather and I both know what that's like, is that sometimes you may feel that you want to give up or that no one's listening or no one sees you, but they do. And if you can drive home, drive to your audience, your people, a clear, more definitive way and anchor that in your messaging, things will start to land on her lap, their lap, whoever your ideal target audience is, because we all have different audiences. So when your messaging is clear, the
Yes.
light will shine a little brighter, and who has ever meant to come your way will stay. And then they're going to be more inclined to come back tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So this is the fundamentals. So we're giving you all of these strategies and tips, and this is your time for implementation. So be ready.
And the brand foundation is really, this is the three pillars of it is clarity, who you help, what problem you solve. It creates the connection that lets that message that lives so deep within you resonate out to the world. And it gives you the confidence to show up consistently and be visible without feeling the chaotic energy behind all the hustle culture energy. Do you feel that? Raise your hand, right? We raise your hand, we feel you. We already know you're raising your hand.
Yes, yes.
Because this is such a toxic message of push harder, push faster, push stronger, do it more every single day. It's out there. But that's not confidence. That's not real visibility. That's toxic. That's just going to keep you spinning on that merry-go-round, so to speak, and being part of the problem, not part of the solution. And we want to build leaders through this process that are part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Right, Heather?
Got it. So if you have clarity, connection, and confidence, you're going to have more clarification
Yeah.
with your connection to that person that you want to have. They're going to see that you have a clear message. They're going to feel that there's some sort of a connection here, and they're going to lean in, and that's going to give them confidence to come to your community. So this is what is so essential and so critical to the foundation of your blueprint.
Absolutely. So clarity creates confidence, you guys. Clarity is the key to your confidence in the online space, okay? When you have clarity, you're not scattered. You're not saying, what do I post? How do I post it? Where do I post it? What do I do? You have a direction because you know who you serve, you know what you do, and you know why it matters. You're going to hear us say these three things in various different ways all the time because These are literally the most crucial aspects to any build in any business, not just branding, but business as a whole. These are foundational blueprint pieces that you're going to be asked for in different ways, different shapes, and different forms across the board. So we don't need you second guessing. We don't need you overthinking every post or everything you put out there. You don't want to be comparing yourself to the other people out there. And this is going to help you unlock that clarity that unlocks the magic with it.
And confidence is sexy. And when you have more confidence, you're going to be able to step into your brand with more power and with more authority. And that unwavering posture that you're going to carry when you know who you want to call in, posture is so amazing. It's that unwavering feeling that I am here to stay. I know what I do, and I am here for a reason, and I'm not shrinking to anyone else's thoughts. So this is just so incredibly. So once you understand this part, you'll start to flutter and feel a whole lot lighter. We want to help you make that happen.
So we just want to do a quick check-in here in the chat. Do you instantly feel like right now in your business, and I want you again, drop this in the chat in the comments when you're watching this. Do you feel like people understand what you do? Do you feel like people are actually being attracted to you for the right reasons
Yeah.
and the right purposes? Do you feel like your conversations are actually leading them somewhere? We want you to drop this in the comments because after today, you should have the clarity that's going to create all of this from your audience with these three foundational pieces of brand. So we'll give you just a second there to answer that because we know that it takes a second.
And sit with this and ask yourself these three simple but imperative questions at the same time. And don't be afraid to grade yourself from 0 to 10. And don't be afraid to be vulnerable at this point because you can only get better, and progress is what this is all about. Heather and I are only about progress. So if you're a 1 or if a 3, there's a reason. If there's a 7 in the house, then there's a reason for that. So just get clear on where you are. And from there, oh my goodness, you're going to be able to grow really, really quickly with that authenticity
And literally, we watch people change within days,
within
days
days.
of applying this and understanding this and having it clear completely has transformed businesses and the way that people are talking to their audiences, the way they're connecting with their ideal client instead of
Yeah.
screaming into the void. So really just take a moment and really think about this and be honest with it. We are about radical honesty in this space. So no answer is the wrong answer, but the honest answer is the right answer. And it's the honest answer that's going to move you forward and help us move you forward from that place of stuck to that place called your next. So this very foundational sentence, it's called a signal sentence. Your signal sentence is comprised of those three very principles that each of these workshops are built upon. And that is who you help, what problem you solve, and what transformation you provide them. So, example, I help blank to achieve blank so they can blank, right? And Heather likes to say it. How, Heather?
I help blank to
Help
blank.
blank to blank to blank.
Yeah, so they can blank blank.
You just got to fill in the blanks, right?
Blank.
And don't get too stuck on this, you guys,
Yeah.
because a lot of people get overthinking and overcomplicated with it. It's something that's going to transform with you as you grow, as you build. You're going to build upon this statement. And
Yeah.
it's always an ever evolving statement of you and your brand and your business and your journey because you're going to shift and pivot. It's not a straight line. As much as we would love it to be a straight line, true north, It's more like a curvy road and maybe a roller coaster of up and down, right, Heather?
That's why they call it the journey. So when you can fill this in, I help blank to blank so that they can blank. I'd like for you to really think a little bit deeper. Now, this is very simple, and Heather and I want you to keep this simple because the minute you start to overcomplicate things, you're going to put your pen down and walk away.
Yeah.
That's true. And we have seen it happen. And the ones that we're mentoring right now that really understand this mythology, this really simple act of kindness here is really simple. So take a reflection, look in the mirror as to who you were, what you were doing at the time when you had to break through it. Look at the time when you were looking for more and put yourself in that position. And there's a lot of levels that we can go, but we're not going there right now. This is all you need. This is all you need to start with.
This absolutely becomes your anchor. You will always come back home to your signal sentence. Your signal sentence is the very fabric and foundation of your brand. So come back to this, always work on it, make sure it's aligned to you so that it breathes and really truly is aligned to who you are, what you're doing, and who you're serving.
And it
Because
feels good when you say it, and it's not forced or it feels
right.
fake or it's not right. It's just, you just feel like it's just flowing so naturally. And you can stand and say it anywhere you are, and it just flows naturally.
Exactly. And this becomes your brand's working ecosystem, right? Your message is what you say and how you say it. Your visibility, that's where you are and how you show up for people. And your conversations, it's how you connect. And that connection, as Heather lives and dies on this hill, is where the conversions actually happen. When you align, your brand begins to attract those high quality people that are aligned to you and for you, but they have to be aligned to you and for you. So, one of the things when working with Heather and I or doing anything with us, we want you to kind of shut off the noise. Turn off all the noise you're hearing in your head from the industry because it's going to fill you with a lot of noise that's going to keep you from being grounded in these principles. It's designed that way to keep you spinning in that circle so you don't move forward, so you stay stuck, so you keep paying them over and over and over again when you could have been on that true north if you would have just been given the next step. So as long as you're clear on these three essential working pieces and your signal sentence together, oh man, are you going to go places, right, Heather?
Well, this is where the magic happens, and too many people sit and struggle with this. So really, really take this to heart. Don't
Yeah,
sit long on this. If it feels wrong, it's wrong. If it feels right, it's right. And if you can say this without feeling like you're trying to sell who you are, sell what you do, sell that you have an incredible transformation or a solution since sliced bread, then it's not going to land on your prospect's lap. This is really about having a feasible, doable, simple conversation with yourself first before you actually have that conversation with your prospect.
absolutely. So what are the rules of brand clarity? Let's jump into this a little bit, Heather. The rules of brand clarity. Well, clarity is to say exactly what you mean,
Yes.
right? You want to be clear on everything you're saying because people are going to know. All right, let's just call a spade right now with GPT and AI. People are going to know
Yeah. That
that it's
part.
not you, that because you're not being clear on who you are, you're letting a robot who you probably haven't trained properly, who doesn't know your voice, doesn't know your tone. And if you're here, then you don't know how to articulate that from your heart to the online space, right? So you're relying on a robot who doesn't know you and isn't conditioned to know you to just spit that out like Google, right? So it doesn't come out clear
No.
and it comes out as like blah, 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 blah. That's all they're hearing. They're not hearing that clear articulation of what's really truly in your heart of hearts that called you here to begin with. So we want to be really clear by being really you.
Love it. So the next part here is relatable. So, or repeatable. Okay, so it's easy for others to share. What are we saying here? You're easily remembered, so it's easily going to come to someone's mind when they are talking to someone else that they know. They're going to say, oh, here's somebody else that I know who does this. So you become, when you are clear, you will be avoiding the confusion for them so that they can carry your story further, so that they can recommend you and talk to people about you, about, oh my goodness, I met so-and-so who does so-and-so. You need her help. And so without any reservation, that's a clear pathway. And this is what we're building here. It's a pathway to the net. It's a pathway to where you want to go. And as you are talking and sharing and conversing with other people, how they can also get the help. So repeatable is a critical component as well.
Absolutely. And to be specific, you don't want to be wordy. I love my wordy girls, okay? I am so with you on
Awesome.
words. I am a words crafter. I love words, but we don't want to be too wordy. We want to be very specific. That's why it's I help blank to achieve blank to blank, right? We keep it very simple in this one sentence. You can articulate all the beautiful words in your storytelling, in your content, but on this one sentence, I'm going to ask you to bite your tongue and get very
Done.
specific.
Done. I love that. But it's so true. And you and I have a lot of people in the community who love to expand on their verbiage and they want to write a book in 5 words, and it's just not possible. You do have that time and that talent to do that later on, but not with this sentence. So the last part here is understandable. So this means that, and I've always shared that speak the language of your prospect. Whatever they use, this is mere marketing. This is what it's all about. What they
Yeah,
use, you use. If they cross their arms, you cross your arms. If they speak slow, then you respond at that in that way as well. So you want to be understood. So speak the language of your prospect. Speak with them, not at them. Allow them to come into your conversation. Find the words, use the words that they use, and you're going to be able to have a much clearer pathway of relatability and building that rapport.
absolutely. So these are the rules that you want to follow to build the clarity of this statement, okay? We want to keep it clear, repeatable, specific, and understandable. So visibility versus noise. Ooh, Heather, I know you love this one.
What is the
Girl.
something that we don't tolerate? So Heather and I were actually talking about this for many, many weeks, and there is so much noise out there, Heather. People
Oh,
don't know where to go, what to do, how to think anymore, and do this and come here and do this, and this is the next best thing. And I've always maintained the grass is greener where you water it. So
absolutely.
visibility is for you. So let's just see what this means. Posting more is not the solution. So we believe that quality versus quantity. So the quality of your penmanship, the quality of the words, the quality of your intake, the quality of the insight and strategies and ideas that you have are going to land better with her, with your ideal prospect, whoever that may be in your niche, will land once you stop the noise, the clitter, the clatter, and all of the shattering glass behind the scenes.
Absolutely. And showing up intentionally, you're gonna create magnetism, okay? When
Mm.
you show up intentionally as yourself, you're speaking to the right people, you're sharing the right message, you're going to magnetize people to you and you're going to repel people away from you. The
Yes, okay.
people you don't want, you want to repel them. That's the whole point of showing up intentionally in the messaging because it shuts down the noise of the people who are not aligned and brings you and makes you visible to the people who are aligned, and it creates that momentum that really keeps pushing you forward to show up. So I always tell my audience that you're going to have the noise there. That's
Mhm.
the negative noise, right? So you really want to put on your bulletproof vest. And my bulletproof vest came long before Mel Robbins, and let them has been around for a long time, and everybody is crediting Mel Robbins to it, but the principle has been around for longer than her book. She just
Yes.
wrote a book on it, and we love Mel and we appreciate her writing a book on this principle. But for me, it became a bulletproof vest long before the book launch. Is let them have their thoughts, let them have their opinions, let them have their ideas. That's their shallow and vague understanding of who you are as an individual and the piece of you that you show in this online space. Because when we're visible, the noise gets louder from the haters. So we have to be careful to just let the haters speak and ignore them, because the bullets they're putting at you are going to bounce off you, because it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. It's their limited opinion of who they know on the screen, not the actual individual you are. So do not let other people's words, comments, reactions affect you, because, honey, it's not you, it's them. And if you can embody that principle of just letting it bounce off you back to them, and it say, you know what, you're entitled to your thought, idea, and opinion of you, it doesn't mean it defines me. I'm going to go do me and you go do you. And when you can learn this principle, trust me, it'll protect you
Well,
along the way. Right, Heather?
let them and just do you. Love it.
Absolutely. So there is a visibility gap that many entrepreneurs are not seeing, right? We're posting, but we're not posting with a position of who we are, who we serve, and how we serve them. We're either posting entertainment, we're following trends, we're showing our food or our coffee. But when you post, you have to really ask the question, does this reflect, support, and encourage the real message behind what I do, right?
Mhm.
Because it's not going to hit and it's going to scream into the void if you're just following a trend to follow a trend, dropping a GIF because everybody's using it, using a meme because it's viral, right? This philosophy is noise philosophy. We want to get quieter. We want to get clearer. We want to get more focused and intentional with our positioning, so that we're not screaming out there into the void like everybody else, but we're talking to her, that one woman you're looking to reach, because you're sharing something much deeper to her than you ever will echo to the rest of the world. Make sense? Drop it in the comments if it makes sense. Are
Boom.
you vibing with us here?
Yeah, it's intentional. It's awesome. So the posting, but not positioning. So you're just putting out there information, validation, education that is not really landing with her, sharing, but not inviting. So Heather, if people are just sharing and they're not saying, hey, this is how I can help. Hey, this is how, what I have. And if you're interested, and then showing up, yes, you are, but you're not asking and telling people how you can help them, then you're just not visible and you're never going to be able to grow your business.
Absolutely not. And if you, and I'm going to live and die on this hill,
Yeah.
in this community, in
Yeah.
this space, we are not, hey girl, hey, okay?
Back to the no.
Hey girl, no, no, no. We are not doing that. We are not living this philosophy. Many of you in your businesses, in your circles, by your leaders are being coached to
Yeah.
go out there and just push, 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 push. Go DM them. Go say hi. Go tell them about the product. And wrong. You're going to get put on red quicker than you can breathe.
True.
Okay. If you're not going to someone's page and intentionally looking at them, looking at their content, looking at maybe what they're struggling through, doing some work, and we're going to dive deep into this in a few weeks. But if you're not doing that research of your clientele, of your customers that you want to serve, you're doing them and yourself a great disservice by just going into their DM and being like, hey, girl, hey, so nice to connect with you. Oh, by the way, how many of you gotten that message
Hmm.
over and over and over again? Yeah. I want
Yeah.
you to say, yes, in the comments if you've gotten a hey, girl, hey message in your DM. And how gross did it make you feel? Right? Because that's not positioning. That's not passion. That's not purpose. That's spam.
Yeah.
That's spam. That's junk. That's noise. That doesn't connect with her. That doesn't lead her. That doesn't guide her to a decision. It actually disgusts her. It's one of the reasons I, for the longest time, walked away from that industry as a whole because I was tired of it. I was tired of not being able to share and show up the way I wanted to for me, for the message that lived in me. So please, if you are sharing and inviting, congratulations. But if you're guilty of being the hey girl, hey, and trust me, I've been there. Okay. Been there, done that, gone. Walk away from that style because it will not serve you or your business. And it will create a massive visibility gap because you won't be visible at all. They're just going to turn off the light and walk away.
Yeah.
So be intentional, be purposeful with your messaging. So time for just a little breath here. And just give yourself a second to think about your audience, think about your message. Are you feeling clearer? Tell us if you're feeling a little clearer so far. Drop that in the comments for us. Clear? Yes and yes. As Heather likes to say, I swear we're becoming the same person because we spend so much time together.
No option. It's yes and yes, right? We really encourage you to sit with this a little bit. I know some of the work, it might be new to you, it might be foreign language, foreign lingo, and the rhetoric might be different, but this is really the foundation of your business and brand. You want to set the table for a clear message of who you are, what you do, and how you help. And so this is not about you writing a book or a manuscript, and you're not getting a script from your English 101 professor. This is you with your audience. This is you and your tribe. So think about this with your clarity for your audience so that you can call them in, and then simplifying your message, which is really simple. So I help blank to blank so that they can blank or achieve blank. And there's a lot of different renditions that Heather and I are going to be running into you in the next couple of weeks. But for today's purpose, it's I help blank to blank achieve blank. And then number 3 is identify the problem that you solve. That transformation, Heather, that we can offer, that you and I can offer, is incredible, right? When someone comes on the journey with us or works with us or sees or follows one of our masterminds or joins us in our master classes, it's incredible the transformations. And Heather alluded to that earlier, that the results that we're seeing right now in the early stages has been astronomical of those aha moments. And they've had it tough. They've had it hard. There was no clear pathway for them. They didn't understand what it meant to solidify and put this out there. But once they had and are and continue to do that today, amazing.
Oh my
Simply.
God, so clear. They're showing
Yeah.
up with so much clarity and direction. They're showing up with so much power and poise. They're showing up with so much authority in their voice and tone. It's so fun to
Yeah, this
see the girls rise. All right, guys. So hopefully you've had a little bit of a breather, and we're gonna go ahead and move on here.
do that.
So we're going to build your brand in these 4 steps. We're going to get really specific here because we really need to define, this framework for you. so that you have that clear positioning. So let's talk about these 4 steps that build your framework for your messaging, for your clarity. Define your audience. Who is she? Who do you want to serve? If this is not clear, and if you're in a company specifically that is not portraying that message, well, maybe that company is not aligned for you, and that's okay,
Yeah.
right? There's a power in alignment and serving in places that we are aligned to versus serving in places that just are not hitting in our heart, in our soul, in our spirit when we come to the table. If you're just doing a company to do a company, that's like a quickie one night stand to everything and everyone you do. Like it's not passionate, it's not heart driven, it's not heart centered, it's not authentic because you're just kind of showing up and walking the paces. But yeah, inside, every time you're there, it's just not clicking, it's just not hitting. If that's you, give yourself permission to walk away from that table.
Mm,
Give
yeah.
yourself permission to go find the place that your message and your audience
Love
actually
that.
lives in.
Yeah.
Because if you're not aligned to a space that has your audience, again, you're going to scream out into that void and you're never going to call them in. You're never going to build. You're never going to be in a place you really truly want to be with that company because at your very root, at your very core, they don't even define who you are, let alone who your audience is. So it's really important that we're in the spaces exactly where our audience lives so we can go serve them there.
Love that. So the next part here is show up intentionally. So too often in business, we get sideswiped. We don't put our blinders on. We go left, we go right. We're trying to figure it out. We're looking over here, and then we become confused and we have this chaos in our mind. And then we just step out of the alignment of our intention of who we want to serve and our business because we all have a why. So if you're not showing up intentionally, which means consistently and focused so that you can create that visibility, here's what I know: it will not grow. You will not grow. Your brand will not grow. You're going to be just fluttering in all kinds of different weather and seasons, and everyone else will be surpassing you. Why? Because they're consistently consistent, because they are doing the work, they are in the trenches. It's not every day is not the same. We know that. Heather and I know that as we are pursuing this incredible career together. So consistently consistent. It's not about perfection, Heather. It's about progress. You showing up for her, you showing up for that family, you showing up for them
Mhm.
because they are waiting for you. And then when you are consistent and you become more visible, then you're going to be able to attract more people, have better conversations, get more visible, and create the impact and the influence that you so desire.
Absolutely. And you when you show up intentionally, you learn to clarify your message. You learn to say things even more simply because your audience is showing up with you and you can show up for them because they start to give you clues. If you listen to your audience's comments on your content, if you're writing content that is actually clear, it's going to leave clues as to other content you can write for your audience or questions that they're asking in your comment section. Guys, if your comment section is not leading you to more content, we've got a message problem. We've got a clarity message problem, and we're not getting clear enough in our messaging that creates that kind of connection and conversation. So if we are not clear, we don't come to our defined audience, we can't even show up intentionally, right? We can't even put the other pieces of the flow and the framework in place. So it definitely, Heather, right, doesn't lead to those invite
No, it
conversations.
does not lead to the invite conversation. So when you can have all of these four imperative steps, this will absolutely create that engagement factor, the funnel, the organic funnel that you are looking to have. Because when these pieces are aligned, your conversations are much more defined. Then you're talking to the right person. You're having a better and easier conversation. And you know what, Heather? You're actually having more because you're just able, it's just flowing. It's just
It
coming
is.
in. And this is with intention that you've been able to set up your signal sentence that we're working on here with everybody. So when that's clear
Absolutely.
right from the beginning, right to the conversation, it just flows a lot easier, everyone.
It
Okay?
absolutely does.
Yeah.
So you want to be engaged. You want to have content that creates real engagement be through the clarity of your message because we want to have that client attracting brand. And like
Mhm.
I said, Heather and I are going to go deeper into this in a
Well,
few weeks,
yes, we will.
um, over over how to build this kind of content that actually converts. So hang
Excited,
tight on that. But
excited
we
on
got
it.
to get this place. We got to get this in place
You
first
got
to
this one.
really magnetize for that client attraction.
I just think we just dropped a few more nuggets.
I mean, maybe just a little bit of a little something. So how does this work in real life, right? You want to show, especially if you're being a product person, you
Mhm.
want to show how this is working for you, right? How
Yeah,
this shows up for you. You don't want to just spam all your company graphics and all its info. Guys, we're in the information age. They can go anywhere, anytime, and get that information. Heck, they can go right to the company's website and get all of the information that you could spit out at them in a heartbeat without even ever listening to you.
right.
The reality is they're not looking for the product, they're looking for a person who is a representation of the product. For instance, this company, Neuromints, has been my lifesaver as Heather and I have been literally, it's been my secret weapon to energy running for the last two and a half months or so, building all of this out. Neuromints have been my daily go-to and all of its qualities. So when you have a product like this and you're showing that people, hey, it's not about just spamming the pretty picture of the product, and you can't even see it because I've got a blurred background. Sorry, guys. But you're not just showing a pretty product, but you're telling people, well, how was it? What did it do? Like for me, it's a natural solution, right? Zero sugar, no aspartame, vegan, sugar free, vitamin B12, vitamin B3, B6. There we go. One of the B's, but it's all there. And so you're showing them, not just telling them. You're not just slamming an image in their face, but you're explaining to them that, man, I got to have a neuromint today. I'm tired. Like it's been real. Like being an entrepreneur, a caregiver for my grandpa, creator in a digital agency. Like I'm running the clock hard on top of being a long distance girlfriend, right? That's real life that everybody can relate to. If you're a mom, right, guys, you're running a million miles an hour, doing a million things all the
Never
time.
stops.
Well,
Never
how
stops.
nice would it be to have a product you can really go to? But see, it's about sharing the experience. It's not just about slamming an image of the product on your page and saying, hey, buy my thing. It's
Yeah.
about inviting them. That creates that clarity of why do I need this in my house, right? That real life practical use. You know, Heather, I'm sure you can speak to this being a part of the beauty industry, showing the practical uses
Hmm.
of beauty product, right?
Well, I feel it's really about demonstrating the how and then talking deep within the benefits of the benefits. So we're going to be getting into this later, but let me just share the benefits versus the factors or the features, right? I don't really care about the features. I really care about the benefits because I want to know if I'm looking, I have a pain and I want to get to gain, what is the least amount of resistance that it's going to give me to get to to where I want to go. So for everyone listening here, think about that. What kind of benefits does your product offer? And I like to say, and I go even deeper, benefits of the benefits of the benefits. So if you can outline that 3 times and talk into and segue as that funnel goes into your benefits, then you will be talking more benefits. You'll leave the features behind and you'll make more sales. But that's a little bit of a nugget, I know, but
That's
it's really important.
it's
I'm so
really important. And again, it takes you from a place of like confused,
yes.
unclear. So to really clear. Over
Or
here we've got, hey everyone, I offer coaching
versus
versus I try to help or I help overwhelmed entrepreneurs clarify their brand so they can attract to aligned clients. Do you see how one is like, oh yeah, hi, nice to meet you? The other one's like, oh wow, she helps with clarity. She helps
and
with she
speaking,
can
I
attract my
can
ideal
go,
client. Okay,
yeah,
tell me more. It
tell me,
creates what I like to call the lean in,
yeah,
right? The
yes,
lean in factor. We want
huge.
to create that lean in factor with everything we do because we don't want to just be so practical. They're like, oh, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Have a great day and walk away. We want to be like, hey, I want to come have coffee. I want to hang out in your space. I want to know more about what you're selling or what you're doing or how you're doing it, right? We want to create that lean in and that curiosity. Curiosity always wins the day, you guys. Like they used to say, curiosity kills the cat.
Yeah,
It gets you because you're like, you're so curious. You lean in just a little bit closer. You'll never notice this because it's so subconscious. But when you're really curious and you're looking at things,
I love
you
that.
will physically lean in.
I
So if
do.
you
I'm like, what?
I
Let me.
know, right? Exactly. I always find myself leaning in. And when I realized
Oops.
the factor of the lean in, I was like, okay, this has got me leaning in. So how do I create that with my world? I want the lean in, right? I want the curiosity. So what happens when you get this right? Well, all the magic starts to happen. Conversations or content becomes easier. Conversations become easier. They become more delightful and less of a workload, right? You look forward to coming to the screen. You look forward to coming into your spaces and being the leader because you're aligned.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you get better with your signal sentence, and you're going to be able to focus in on that Heather and I are bringing you here today, all of this is possible and well, it's probable for you if you get the signal sentence correct. So all of these things will come to you effortlessly. So content creation, you'll be able to create content that lands for your ideal prospect. Better engagement because now you're going to really spike up that interest, like Heather said, curiosity. So when people can get curious and they can lean in, they're going to have a better conversation with you. Can you tell me more? Tell me more. My favorite words are tell me more. Meaningful conversations, Heather, they're just going to be deeper. They're going to be more thought
Yep.
provoking. They're going to be deeper. They're going to be a little bit, there's going to be a better connection, right, Heather? There's going to be a better
Oh, yeah.
relationship.
It's going to be a deeper
Yeah.
connection. As
Yeah.
Heather and I work with the women in the Porchlight who we have even more proximity with, we are having deeper and more meaningful conversations behind the screen with them about where they are on their merry-go-round, where they're stuck, where they're feeling confused or lost. And we're able to just help them lead and guide them. And so we're having deeper connections. We're building deeper relationship. We're building that sisterhood bond. All of that happens when we have these things in place and you call in that client who already understands you and your value
Mhm.
because your value is what sells, not your content, not your product, not your service, your value. What value are you sowing in to reap the harvest? Or are you just trying to reap a harvest you never sowed into?
That's right. That's right. So the value comes, there's value stacking, there's the value ladder, and there's Heather and I will be diving into that. But let's understand what the value is so that you can see as you gain more clarity with your statement. So once your statement is solidified and you have that and you feel good about that and you're calling in her, now you'll be talking to the person who sees your value because you understand what they want. This is not about you. This is about what they want, what they need, their desires, their goals for their future.
Yeah,
They want to be with their family, right? So after this clarification, after the statement is solidified, the value will land. And every time that you are creating content out there, you will be giving her more value because now you know how to, who you want to talk to
absolutely.
so much.
And just a reminder, clarity is practice,
Yeah.
right? So guys, it's not an everyday thing. This takes time. This takes effort. This takes focus. This
Mhm.
takes a journey. It's not something that happens overnight. Every post you do will strengthen that signal because you're always growing. If you're 1% better every day,
Yeah.
you're growing and winning. And so your message will lean in as you grow. It'll get closer to that curiosity factor of leaning in because you're getting clearer, you're getting more knowledgeable, you're getting more experience. So if you're just a beginner, give yourself some grace here and understand it's a journey. Understand that it takes steps and parts and pieces. I wish someone would have explained that better to me
Yeah.
in my beginning. That
Yeah.
this is a journey and it's a journey that's going to be the long road. It's not a fast road. Okay. I want to really dive in here for a second and say, don't fall for the freedom and time freedom and money freedom message
No.
because that's an illusion and a mirage that keeps moving off into the distance. What I want you to focus on is the next. So every post is going to lead you to your next. Every conversation is going to lead you to your next. Every piece of content you produce is going to lead you to your next. And it's going to lead you to that signal to your next ideal client, right? So always be moving not to the glory land, because the glory land is an ever moving mirage of that time, money, freedom, laptop life. Okay, we're going to take that, my favorite phrase, tie it in a bag and toss it in the damn trash because it's unrealistic. It's not
Wrong.
real. And
Wrong.
Heather and I can tell you from experience the pain and heartache of being promised that and then not served that, what that does. It really destroys you because
Destroys.
and it prevents you from moving forward. So
Yep.
let's just take that, put it all in the trash bag, put all that nonsense in the trash, and come to the reality of it's your next. We're moving you to your next. We're not promising the glory land because we can't and never will, but we can promise you the next. Okay.
Landed. Oh.
Just celebrate.
I hope you can celebrate. We are celebrating because this is an important milestone because your progress is everything. It's not perfection. And we keep saying this and all the time. So encourage, this is really about celebrating your progress, your why, your journey, your expertise, your gift that you want to stand in and share with your ideal person. So we're going to encourage you to take action and then reflect. So here are some of the smaller steps we're going to ask you to do. So refining your message. It might have been broad before, and now we're going to narrow that down, right, Heather? So where you
Yeah,
were is not where you stand today. So I want you to celebrate that. You're going to be now be posting with intention because you have that who in your back pocket. Yeah, you know who she is, Heather.
absolutely.
Celebrate that. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be able to have better and more diversified and deeper conversations. And when
Yeah.
we when Heather and I can sit with our clients and bring them through the experience that we are bringing all of our clients through right now, the conversations are so enlightening. I mean, they're just on fire because now we're really have built up this deeper connection with the person we have in front of us who has a story, who
Yeah,
has a journey that they want to pursue, who have a goal and dreams and a vision. And that's more important than ours, helping them get to where they want to go and that next.
absolutely. And just celebrate being here today and hanging out with the Heathers because you guys, this time you spend in these 3 workshops over these next sessions, they
Exciting.
are going to lead you to your next. We have purposely designed them and meticulously made sure that you have these steps to refine your message, post with intention, start conversations. These all are going to be results you get from putting in place who am I, who do I serve, and how do I serve them. And so we are proud of you for being here today, spending time with us today, taking time out of your busy schedule to invest in you. You are your greatest asset for your business. So congratulations for saying yes to you. And you better celebrate that to the moon and back again, because whenever we say yes to ourselves, that's a party.
Uh, Really important. Oh,
So let's talk, Heather, a little bit here about the invitation to the next room.
wow. So Heather and I are just over the moon. We've been working quietly and passively with lots of coffee and lots of coffee chats and lots of excitement, I have to say, for what we want to offer you here. So this is a specific community, an incredible community where we're going to be able to hear you, see you, feel you, and understand you, where you're going to come together with like-minded women who are already in the Porchlight.
Yeah.
So this is the Build Your Own Brand Foundations. This is really going to be a place where we're going to help you implement everything that you've been learning so far with dedication and passion and more assurance that you're going to be able to get to the next. We want to help you engage with your tribe, with your audience, with that person that you want to connect with more confidence, more clarity, with content that really drives that factor of so that you can close with ease. And then we're going to turn your conversations into clients. So you're having those conversations that you need each and every day. Then what? You need to be able to take the conversation from the beginning to the end zone, as I always say, because halfway is only halfway. So if you're not helping your client, you're not helping your client, Heather, if you're not asking and you're not offering.
Absolutely. And the most beautiful thing, one of our favorite parts of the porch light is
Yeah.
number one, coffee. Coffee for days. We love coffee in the porch light. We love cocktails in the porch light. But
Yes,
most
we do.
importantly, we love sisterhood, connection over
Yes.
collaboration, collaboration over competition. And we want to give you a space with other like-minded women who are building exactly where you are. Because I tell you what, Heather and I lock arms fiercely in our trench of building. And we did it, and it all happened through a coffee conversation in a community similar to what we're developing. And we wanted to create the same kind of connection and culture that led to programs like this. When you're uh, yeah, why can I not speech all of a sudden? When you're connecting and having that deep relationship and sisterhood while you're in the trenches of building, you all get to build together. You get to throw ideas off each other. You get to celebrate each other. We're seeing this culture inside of the Porchlight already with our founding members. And you guys, it is a founding price right now. We cannot promise that this price is going to stay where it's at, but it's unreal. We are being told by all of our friends in the industry, you guys are wild for having a price that is
Yes,
so,
we are. We're wild. So you need to come to the porch light to see that. I love
yeah,
that.
we're we're wild and we have a lot of fun. But we do get down to business and we do get the work done. We love to have pork pop celebrations. We love to have sister talks. We do laser coaching. We do weekly teaching. And
Ah,
but we get down to work and implement. We don't just throw information at you and tell you to digest it and then do nothing with it. we put you into action. So if you're tired of being in spaces where you just sign up and it's just a bunch of noise and it's just a bunch of information without actionable, tangible accountability to implement and use the principles, because we're not just sitting on these sentences. The women that are putting them into practice literally are having transformation upon transformation in their audience and their conversation. They're not going in and throwing spaghetti at the wall anymore. They're really clear and direct on their messaging. So they're calling in and building and growing in ways they've been praying for the longest time. So we've set the table. We will never push you. We will never force you. But we ask you if you would love to come eat at our table, if you'd love to come drink coffee at our table, if you'd love to come laugh with us at our table and grow with us at our table, because
And
at
do
our
some work.
table,
Do some
we
work.
rise and grow together.
Oh, I love it. And well, I know, and it's so true, everyone. So this is a community that we're building for you out of our passion and our love for what we have been doing for over 20 years put together here. We bring you a wealth of knowledge on building your own brand and, of course, building that global empire, that global business that you really want to solidify and not only try, but actually have results with. So we invite you to cordially come. So please put down below if you're interested in knowing more information. Please reach out to us and we will gladly give you that insight.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. Our light is always on. Our coffee is always ready, and we are always waiting for you. So we will see you again soon, guys. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.